Hello from the Hardware Buster studio. I'm Aris.
And I'm Socrates.
And today, Socrates or Socrates?
Socrates.
Socrates. Okay, the ancient Greek name. Today, this is an episode that has to do about power supply units or PSUs. We will tell you what exactly to check or see when you are out searching for a new power supply unit. Let's begin by stating how important is power supply unit for the system. Basically, it's the heart of the system, the heart of any system, a PSU, because if the PSU, Socrates or Socrates, stops to operate, nothing else works. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, in case the PSU fails, it can take something with it, like your precious GPU, CPU. I have heard horror stories of even the keyboard being damaged once the PSU failed. So go figure, the PSU is the most important part of your system, and you should not buy a power supply with your leftover money. For example, I want to spend $600 to get the 2080 Ti or a high-end CPU, and I don't have no more money than $50 to buy a PSU. So let's get one with those money.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that is wrong, totally wrong. The only thing that you will accomplish is that eventually your system won't be stable, or in the worst case scenario, something will die from the system. Is that so?
Yeah, exactly.
In my experience, the 95% of the damages in a system is because of the PSU and the system instabilities as well. Once you stress the system, you might see some random restarts or shutdowns, and people are wondering why this happened. This happens because the PSU isn't up to the task. That's why. We have different form factors, right?
Yeah. We have ATX,
Yeah?
SFXL, SFX, depending on the size of the PSU.
Yeah. So the smallest form factor is SFX PSUs. Those are tiny, as you can see, yet powerful. We're expecting a 750 watts power supply unit from Corsair, this SF750. So imagine so much power coming out of such a small unit. Very high power density. The next form factor is SFXL. This is the same with SFX, but with larger depth.
Yeah, as like a big brother.
Yeah. You can see the difference in depth here. Here we have a normal ATX PSU, a compact actually. Normally ATX PSUs have 14 centimeters depth. Normally, according to ATX, they have to be in this neighborhood, but most of them are quite larger, as you already know. This is, I think it's 16 centimeters.
Yeah,
this one.
It's 16.
And this one, this is Sonic, it's around 180 millimeters, 170.
Yeah. I think it's 182.
82?
Yeah.
You measure even the millimeters.
Yeah, every detail matters.
So, personally, I have seen some old power supply units with up to 230 millimeters depth. Yeah. The first thing, you have to see what PSU is compatible with your system. If it's a mini ITX case chassis, then you need this small fellow over here. If you have a larger chassis, you can use one ATX, but if it's a very long ATX unit, you have to be sure that it will fit in your chassis. And keep in mind that most companies ship SFX to ATX adapter brackets. So even if you have a SFX power supply unit, you can still use it in your ATX chassis without any problems. The next most important is output, watts. How much power consumption you are estimating about your system. Yeah, you have to read some reviews, forums. There are some PSU calculators which I don't trust so much, to be frank.
If you are a regular user or a gamer, it depends.
Say you have a high-end GPU, let's say a Vega, AMD Vega. This specific GPU, it's energy hungry, so you need a power supply unit above 750 watts capacity in order to be dead sure that you won't fall into any problems with that. So before you decide on the wattage, you have to check on your system's power consumption. You have to see the TGP ratings of the CPU, although under overclock conditions they are normally much higher. You have to check the power consumption of your GPU. In Cybernetics, we have a complete database with GPU power consumption, so you can check. I think we have all models there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah. all popular at least. It doesn't matter. You have a 1080 from MSI and you have a 1080 NVIDIA from Gigabyte. Under full load, most likely the differences will be minor. So you can check the card that it's compatible with a chipset, with a GPU that you want. Some people say that large power supply units have very low efficiency under light loads. This is a myth, a busted myth. It doesn't apply to modern units because there's something that is called best mode operation of the LLC converter. I know I'm going too technical right now. The matter is that those PSUs can have very high efficiency under the light loads, although they have high capacity. Also, keep in mind that the peak efficiency is around 40 to 50% of the PSU's total capacity. Say you have a power supply unit with 1 kilowatt capacity, its efficiency peak is around 400 to 500 watts. So if you are a gamer, you have your system in about that power consumption, 400 to 500, you will be way better if you buy a 1 kilowatt power supply unit. Now, if you buy 1 kilowatt power supply unit and you're always on the desktop and idle, then okay, that it's not optimal. You are better with a lower capacity unit there. Efficiency.
Yeah, there are two organization standards measuring efficiency, 80 plus and Cybernetics.
Yes, we have the 80 plus levels and the Cybernetics ETA. The 80 plus, it's the plain 80 plus, it's the bronze, silver, gold, platinum, titanium.
Yeah.
Cybernetics, we have I think 5.
Yeah, there are 5.
The 5 ETA standards levels. To give you a measure, the titanium is about ETA A plus. It's the second best from Cybernetics. The ETA A double plus from Cybernetics, there's no PSU able yet to meet its requirements. It's important to check on the efficiency of the power supply unit, and it's even more important to check if it has a fake badge. I'm a manufacturer, okay, and I make this power supply unit, and I give this power supply unit to 3-4 brands. Those brands don't have to recertify the power supply unit once I have certified. But the problem is that once I ship this model to different brands, each brand can ask for modifications to the platform. So you never know if the final product is up to the standards and up to the level, the efficiency performance levels of the initial project. Yeah, this is why at Cybernetics, they don't check, they don't accept this. They ask to certify every power supply unit that goes to the final brand, the final product. This is very important, and not many people know this. You know, they see, this is 80 plus gold, okay, it must be good, but you don't know the modifications that were made to this platform because it uses the original certification. Another thing of importance, acoustics.
Yeah, Fan noise.
It's mostly the fan noise. We have some coil whine
Yeah,
issues.
it's good one.
Yeah, but mostly it's the noise that the fan makes, right?
Yeah.
We have three different categories here. We have power supply units without a fan, passively cooled, like this one. We have units that have a fan, which, however, doesn't operate under light loads. So they are called semi-passive units. And we have units that don't have a semi-passive operation, but still they might have a very good fan speed profile, so they don't need one. So, passive units, semi-passive, and units that don't have at all, they constantly employ their fan. The thing is with a semi-passive operation that it needs to be, in my opinion at least, deactivated. Here, in this Sonic unit, for example, we have this small switch right here, which says hybrid and normal. Once you set it in hybrid mode, the cooling fan doesn't spin under the light loads. In normal operation, it constantly spins. This way, you can install the PSU like this. When you have a semi-passive unit where you cannot deselect the semi-passive operation, you cannot install it like this with the fan facing downwards, because if you do, the hot air will be trapped inside the chassis. So eventually, the PSU you will apply huge stress to the power supply unit, and especially to the electrolytic capacitors. And you cannot also install it like this, sideways. The only proper way to install power supply units that don't have a selectable semi-passive mode, semi-passive operation, is with the fan facing upwards, in order to allow the hot air to go out of the chassis.
There are different types of PSUs depending on the cables they have. They are fully modular PSUs like this one, where no cable is attached on the PSU. We have semi-modular PSUs like this one, where usually the ATX and the EPS cable is fixed, and the fully fixed PSU, non-modular PSU, where everything is fixed.
I don't like those units at all.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither.
They're a nightmare, especially when you have to measure all the cables and check them one by one.
Yeah.
Those
with this sleeving especially, it's very hard to measure.
Yeah. You prefer non-sleeved version of it?
No, that's better.
Yeah, the flat cable. I prefer the flat cables as well. Another thing is that some power supply units use inline capacitors in order to offer better ripple suppression. I don't like those cables because they cannot be flat. Only in some very special occasions they are flat. The next is the number of EPS and PCI Express connectors. What do you have to say about that?
It's important that the PSU comes with more than one EPS, and that's because they use
some mainboards, especially the high-end ones, need more juice, as we call it, to the CPU socket area. So one EPS just won't cut it. One EPS can deliver up to 336 watts of power. That's quite a lot, but there are some modern CPUs that ask for even more, especially under overclocked conditions.
So one EPS won't do the job.
Yeah, you need two EPS, or at least one EPS and one ATX connector. That's the problem, because some years ago, two EPS connectors were meant only for 7 mainboards. So most manufacturers didn't want to use two EPS. They prefer to use more PCI Express than EPS connectors. And now everybody is running to make the PSUs compatible with the AMD Thipper mainboards, for example, that need two EPS. And every high-end mainboard out there only mostly the mainstream and some of the mid-level mainboards use only a single EPS, and it's totally wrong to use a 4-pin Molex adapter to EPS. That's a very, very bad idea. You better have an extinguisher right beside the PC if you plan to do something like this. Yeah, you definitely need it. The peripheral connectors and the SATA are enough in every power supply I have seen so far.
Yeah, usually they are more than enough.
Yeah. The other thing it's the brand, of course, and the support that it provides. You must select a respectable brand. How you will find this? Just do a quick search on the forums and you see which brand is better in the support. Especially, you must search in your country if this brand has a good support in your country. Because, some brands may have good support in the US, but not so good in the European region. So
you have to send the PSU.
Yeah, for example, we live in Greece. If something happens to a PSU, I won't say brand, we have to ship it to Germany or to Holland. And in the majority of cases, the companies don't compensate you for the shipping cost that you have to pay to ship the PSU to their station. And this can be a huge problem. That, of course, is one of the consequences when you use a 10 or 12 or 7-year warranty. The longer the warranty, the more money they have to invest, all manufacturers and brands, so there's some consequences. It's not so easy to LMA something, most likely, as it was back in the day where the warranties were normal. For me, 10-year warranty in a PSU is crazy. But now with the mining era, which thankfully is finished, there were huge problems with the warranty periods. Lots of power supply units were stressed to their limits, and companies had a problem with increased LMA rates because users were using the power supply units at 100% almost. That was huge. That was never meant. A power supply unit usually it operates 40, 50 maximum. Only very few times a user will go to 90 or 80%. But in mining, many people had them at 100%, which was stupid, of course, if you ask me, to have a power supply unit constantly outputting its full power and not under the best conditions. But the next big thing in power supply units, the two most important parts are the cooling fan and especially the type of bearings that it uses and the type of the electrolytic capacitors that it uses. Many power supply units use mostly polymer caps, but still electrolytics are needed, especially in a PFC converter. You cannot do without the bulk cap. And in the secondary side as well, you need some capacity in the secondary side. So the most important things are the type of the bearings that the cooling fan has. The best type is double ball bearing if you plan to use the power supply unit under very tough conditions, increased ambient temperature. And then if you want quiet operation, you go with fluid dynamic bearing. Now, if you see some PSUs use rifle bearings, it's quite good. It's something in between sleeve bearing and fluid dynamic. Now, sleeve bearing, mostly you will find them in the budget PSUs. They live the lifetime is about 2 or 3 years tops, and not under stressful conditions, of course. Now, the type of electrolytic caps, we can see the marketing departments of some brands saying, hey, we use Japanese caps all over, 100% Japanese caps, 200% Japanese caps. Personally, I don't like this approach. I would like to know, hey, I use Japanese caps, okay? Which type of Japanese caps I use? Specifically, I use Nippon Semicon KZE or KY. I want to know which specific type of capacitors you use. It's like wanting to buy a car, a Japanese car, and you tell me, hey, buy a Japanese car, they're all good. Yeah, which exactly model will I go with Honda Jazz or a Toyota Supra? It's obvious, right? But they don't say it. They will make my life easier as a reviewer. I have to dive into the PSB and search with a magnifying glass to check on the capacitors, what exactly capacitors, what type it uses. In general, Japanese cabs, most high-end PSUs use a mix of low-end and upper-end electrolytic cabs. You might have a power supply unit with high-end TEPO cabs, and you have another power supply unit with low-end Japanese cabs. Which is better, in your opinion?
I think the first one.
The TEPO.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So this means that you have to know the type of cabs that the power supply unit uses and not some general BS.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
Japanese cabs.
If it's from Japan or China or Taiwan.
Okay, from China, yeah, it might have to do a little bit because they are usually very optimistic in the specifications. The price, what you will have to pay for the power supply unit. Let me start by stating that the power supply unit is actually an investment, so you have to put some money on it. You don't just buy a PSU, as I already stated, with the leftover monies. You have to invest on a good PSU, which most likely will last for many years to go. Think of it. What parts you keep on your system after several years? The chassis,
the PSU, and
the keyboard, probably.
Yeah.
Even the
motherboard.
No. All those are long gone. In 5 years' time, you will have changed most of it. A good power supply unit will be there for many years, as long as you treat it easily, and of course you have a UPS connected to it. Because if you expose the power supply unit directly to the conditions of your mains, here in Greece, for example, we have a table mains network, so in my household, I think I have over 15 UPS around, only in my home. Go figure. But this is why I didn't have a single PSU failure over the past 10 years. People I know that don't use UPS devices, they constantly whine about, my PSU broke, my PC system broke. Yeah, because you don't protect it. A power supply unit doesn't mean a good power supply that it will survive every condition out there. For example, it's a thunderstorm out and you have the PC open. Okay, that's a very good way to change the PSU and other stuff as well. You have to protect it. Now, most countries have a good mains, contrary to Greece, so they don't use so much UPS devices. The last and most important thing of all, guys, I did a review. I spent so much time and so much effort writing those reviews for you. All you have to do is go to one of the sites that I work for, Tom's Hardware, Kit Guru, Tech Power Up, and just click on this review. This means that I do something good, right? And if you don't read a review, you cannot form an opinion on yourself. I see all the time people entering forums, especially the Johnny Guru forums, asking which power supply unit is best for me, which I should get. Why don't you go and read a review on yourself? And if you have any question or any query, then enter the forum and ask us, or the experts, hey, why should I buy this specific power supply unit? Or I'm thinking to get this one, but I cannot stand questions. I have the system. What power supply unit to buy? Because the user is bored to go and read a review on himself or herself and form an opinion. And you will learn many more things than the ones, because we only covered the basics today. It's nothing compared to the stuff that you will learn if you read 2 or 3 reviews. I know, I'm done.
Yeah. I think we covered every aspect
Almost every aspect, yeah. The surface we covered actually, but
if there's anything else we left out or you have a question about it, go down below in the comment section and just ask us. Don't forget to subscribe in our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, and give us anything else
if we left out anything or you have any other question or query, we're here to...
or any other idea about concepts like this.
What else you would like to do, because we dive into many components and technologies, not only power supply units. So we'll be happy to hear your comments.
I was Socrates and
Aris, and
bye.
Bye.